Morning all, day 3 of Love Yourself in Lockdown Challenge. Just been for a beautiful run, and while I was running I thought I am going to do stretches today. So if you've got a foam roller, just quickly run off and grab it. Doesn't matter if you haven't, because I'll do it right at the end, but I'm feeling that my legs could do with that after my run today. If you've not exercised already, don't worry, because I'm going to warm us up. And if you have just been out for a beautiful walk in this, oh my gosh, glorious, isn't it? Buzzing after it. If you have just been out and you're already warm, fantastic. So yeah, my challenge for this lockdown is 3 runs a week. And already I've done 2. So I'm right on the roll, and I was saying in my description, how good does it feel to be in the zone? There's just nothing better. So come on, if you haven't already thought of a lockdown challenge, think of one, just something simple. It might be eating more healthily, going for an extra run or walk a week, stretching more, doing a bit of Pilates or core work, just something positive to get you through this next 4 weeks. And so you come out of it feeling like you've achieved something. Right, I'm getting chilly now, so let's warm up. Okay, are you ready? This is going to be a totally safe workout for everybody. And I'll just give you a couple of teaching points on variations for people should you need them. Yeah, so even if you go for a walk, so many people get back from a walk and don't bother stretching, and then wonder why their hamstrings particularly get really tight, or their feet or calves. So join me for this. Come on. Big tick off the list. I tell you what, that would be a really good challenge for people during lockdown, to just stretch more. I often say it, I try to work out whether flexibility is more important than strength as we get older. And if I'm honest, I think flexibility is. Because if you become inflexible, you're not going to walk, you're not going to be moving around as we get older. So you've got to stay flexible. So shoulders up to your ears and back. And teaching so many Pilates classes, I am super lucky, because that is the perk of my job, that I get to stretch. And I just can't imagine what people feel like if they don't stretch. I really can't. So maybe some of you make that your challenge for this lockdown. And just log in here and just try and find my little videos, 10, 15-minute videos about stretching. So now I'm taking my arms up and back. Brilliant. And then let's just circle the big arms round. Whilst I'm doing this, I'm keeping my core braced in so that I'm not arching my back. Good. So that's my arms and shoulders mobilised. Let's add the neck. So we're just going to loosen up the whole body here, and then have very good hip and leg stretches to finish. And then ear to shoulder. I think my next 10-15-minute video tomorrow is going to be a meditation. So I've had one of my new ladies request that. She's a doctor for the NHS, and life is hectic. I've heard it firsthand. It really is really hectic for them. And she just said, do you do a 10-minute relaxation? And how many of you would like that, hey? So that's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. So look out for that. I'll try and do it nice and early, so it's here for everyone. And then let's circle the hips. Hey, come on, get those hips moving. Move your body, bend the knees, and let the whole body flow around. Great. Now, if you ever feel any pain in your lower back doing any exercise, whether it's these mobilisation stretches or anything, just don't do it. That is the top tip of the day. No pain allowed in lower backs. Brilliant. And now hold on to something if you're a little bit wobbly. We're going to mobilise your hip joint. So brace your core and round it goes. Excellent. So people with recently new hip replacements, this is not a great move. Just maybe a very gentle version. Lovely. And then just lift the knee up and down. And then we're going to lean forward and kick back. See how your balance is. So just hold on to something. Lovely. And now step out to the side and lean forward. Then the other side. Lean forward. Step out. Lengthen up. Super simple. You don't need a crazy high intensity workout. Some of you just need a good bit of mobility and stretching. Lovely. So we've mobilised now. We are going to squat. The runs around here where I live are quite challenging. There's lots of hills. I go cross country and yeah, just stunning. Exhale on the way up. I'm just going to get you a little bit warmed up before you stretch. And let's lift a knee again. So down, brace your core, lift the other. Super simple. So you never stretch when you're cold. Think of plasticine. I was taught this in my personal training course all those years ago, blimey, 30 years ago, nearly 30 years ago, 26. And they said to me, imagine a piece of plasticine. And in those days, we just had the long pieces of plasticine with the lines on. I know some of you will be familiar with those. They said if you pull that plasticine when it's cold, it's going to break. Okay, so that's what's going to happen to your muscles. If you stretch them while they're cold, they're just not going to like it. If you warm the plasticine up in your hands into a ball, nice and warm, then you stretch it, what happens? It stretches out nicely. So I've never forgotten that. It's funny, isn't it? Okay, can you see there's a little bit more movement that I'm up to here? Just warming up. Yeah, so that's a brilliant way of looking at the muscles. Never stretch them when they're cold because you can cause injury. Great. Right, I bet you're feeling a bit warmer now. Let's just reach up to the ceiling. One side up, then the other. Stretch. The other thing about stretching is never to overstretch, because then you're going to cause injury as well. Build up to your stretches. Right, lovely. I think we're ready to stretch. Clasp your hands together, or just hold the other hand and reach up to the ceiling. Lovely. So as you reach up, don't arch your back. So when I was just a personal trainer, before I learned my Pilates and all about core, I used to do things like this. Look, arch my back. You're putting pressure on your back there. Don't do that. Brace your core in, so suck it into the spine and reach up. Lovely. Then clasp your hands behind your back. So this is the one you would naturally do this. If you sit in my mirror view, can you see I'm pushing the chest forward but arching my back? That's not cool. So brace your core in and lift the arms up without arching. No competition. The arms down here is fine. I've got very lax ligaments around the shoulders, so they're quite flexible. Just feeling that lovely chest stretch. So people that have been at Zoom meetings all week or sitting at desks, they like that. Open up your chest. Lovely. Then hugging the sun is what I say, or clasping your hands around this massive tree trunk. You only just clasp them together. Bend your knees, round your upper back, and feel the shoulder blades separate. Let your head drop, and feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Lovely. And quads, holding on if you need to. Lovely. Holding yourself nice and tall. If you can't grab your ankle, which is the case for some people, keep trying, okay? So the more you stretch, the more likely you'll get there in the end. So that could be a challenge for some of you. Good. Nice and tall. Now, anti-postnatal or weak back, stay right here. But some others try the dancer pose. So you lean forward, and then when you're there, lift your leg up and away from the body and create an arch in your back now. So that's why it's not good for weaker backs. That was not bad. Sometimes I'm wobbling over here. So nice and tall, other side. Grab the heel. Grab your foot. Lovely. Some of you stay right there. Others lean forward and lift your leg up and away from the body. Create the arch. Not bad either. Pleased with that. Right, fabulous. We're going to go down now and do a dog stretch. Weaker backs. You're going to bend down and get into the dog stretch. And if your back is good to go, you can roll down. So just rolling forward like a floppy ragdoll, and then do pendulum arms and rotate. Great, walk your hands forward and push back. Push back, bending the elbows slightly so you're not locking out. Can you see what I'm doing now? I'm locking out my elbows and all the stress is going to the joint rather than working the muscles in my arms. Now I'm going to bend one knee, then the other, and this is the stretch that so many people need to do. After their walks, people with tight hamstrings, painful feet and calves, this is the one. Let your head drop and just check you're at the right distance between hands and feet. So I would say if you can just about touch your big toe, that's the right distance. So just adjust the distance if you need to, and bend one knee, then the other. Now we're going to turn the toes in and bend one knee, then the other. So working my muscles in a different plane of movement just by twisting the joint. And then turn the toes out and bend one knee, then the other. Straighten up the feet again. And on your knees. I mean, I could go on and on now. I'm not going to spend too much longer. I could teach over an hour of stretches, no problem. This is gorgeous as well. So put your feet together, your big toes together, and widen the knees. So I've got the knees wide, and get down nice and low. And just wiggle gently with your hips, side to side. Excellent. And then the one that I really want to do after my run, without fail, is the pigeon. So from all fours, I'm bringing my leg forward, pop the foot across in front of the other knee, and lie down. So the knee that's forward, I'm opening out to the side a little. So I've got here, can you see? I'm opening out, not too much, just a bit, so that when I lie down, I'm really stretching my hip as well. So lie down nice and low, and get down, release and relax the pelvis. And then wiggle side to side. Very gently. Very, very gently. And then push up. And if you can, well, you can all do this, put the foot up. And if you can, grab that ankle. So you're grabbing your ankle. And you lie down low. So get down nice and low here. Nice and low. And then push up. And push back. So if you weren't able to lie down or grab the ankle, don't worry, just keep the foot up. Right, let's get down again. Get down low. And push up. Lovely. Grab your back ankle and get down. Oh, that is the one. After the run, that is the one. And remember, if you feel stiff, then you need to stretch more. Keep stretching. Good. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to either love you and leave you if you haven't got a roller, or you can grab your foam roller and just join me for a little stretch along my, I'm going to do my IT band, which runs from the hip to the knee. If this gets tight, it pulls the knee and the hip off track, and then you get knee pain. It's called runner's knee. It's because that is tight, and then you get hip pain as well. And if your hips hurt, then it's pulling your back out, and it's a big knock-on effect. So you're going to get yourself on the side of the roller, like a side plank almost. Now, I am very practiced at this, and even though it's sore, it's not excruciating. If people are doing this for the first time, it's excruciating, and that means you need to do it more. So you could put your feet down, look, so your whole weight is not on the roller. So the more weight you put on, the harder it's going to be and more painful. So what I do here is I split my thigh into 3 areas, and I roll each area 5 times slowly. See, it's sore, which means I've let it go a little bit. So I just pull this roller out every now and again. And if I ever feel a needle in my knee or my hip, out comes the roller. And I get on, and lo and behold, it's tender, which means it needs a good roll. Oh, it's called poor man's massage. So that is tender. The time not to do this is if you've got any sort of prominent veins, anything like that going on with your legs. That's not ideal. Right, so I think that's 5 there. If you are screaming, then you know this needs to be done. Now I'm on the middle section, so this middle section here, now that feels fine. That feels much better. Go slowly. You can lean forward a bit or lean back a bit to see if it feels better. Great. And then down to the lower section towards my knee. Yeah, see, that feels fine. And it's interesting. It's that right hip was a bit tender when I was running. Not tender, but I could feel it. And it's probably because my muscles are tight. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go back up to that tender section just one more time. And always, when you go back to it, already feels better. Come on, get that roller out. I know it's behind the sofa. Good. That's one side. Other side. That's it. It's interesting. See, this isn't hurting at all. It was this hip that was grumbling, is a good word, at me this morning a little bit. But this feels fine, this side. Yeah. So prevention rather than cure. I try and get this out about once a week, but sometimes it slips, you know. We've got too many things to do every day, haven't we, or every week. If I had £1 for every time I said, oh, if you do that every day, you're going to have the best arms, or if you do that every day, you can have the best butt. Can't do these things every day, can we? You just got to choose what you need to do. But this all feels good. So down towards the knee. Roll it 5 times. So the more tender the area, the more it needs rolling. I'm happy with that. Right, and the last part I'm going to do are my calves, because that's often my problem area. So you're lifting yourself up. Bit of a workout as well, this. And you're just rolling. So again, not too bad at all. Just very slowly. And if you find a tender area, keep going. There we go. A little bit more tender. Good. Now I'm twisting the joint, so I'm twisting my feet. Oh, now that's more tender. Oh gosh, yeah. Ouch. See, that's leading into my Achilles there, so we do not want that to be tight. Absolutely no way. And then when I get in, when I sit at my dressing table, at some point I will roll my foot on top of the golf ball. And hopefully that will be me sorted. Oh, a couple more. Yeah, that's tender right here. Right here, look, heading onto my Achilles. Very important to do this. So if you find that you're sore and you think, right, I'm going to do that, give it a day rest, because let it calm down a bit and then do it again. But yeah, for me, I need to come back to these calves in a couple of days. And then as a treat, to finish off, you can lie on it and lift and just relax your body onto the roller. And I have to get a couple of satisfying clicks here in my spine. But it's just a lovely back massage. Brilliant. Good. Wonderful. Excellent. Oh, good. Better let you go now. So let's do a dog stretch to come up. Push back again. Walk your hands back to your feet. Down the dirt like a rag doll and slowly pull up. And just standing up if your back was weak. Big stretch up. Bend knees down. Brace to come up. And there you go. Oh, lovely. I'm really glad I did that. It made me stretch even better than normal. Right, have a good day. Get in touch if you need any advice about anything. And let me know what your challenges are. Take care. Bye.